Good day, everyone. So, today we will be talking about performance assessment. So, what is performance assessment first? So, performance assessment is a way of checking pupils' learning by letting them show what they can do, not just by answering tests. Teachers observe pupils while they perform tasks and use clear rules or criteria to give fair scores. So, how do you conduct performance assessment? So, first, the teacher defines the purpose of the assessment. This means deciding what skill or lesson will be checked and how well pupils should perform. So, for example, in English, the teacher may want to assess pupils' ability to read aloud clearly. So, on the other hand, in math, the purpose may be to check if pupils can solve word problems correctly. The second thing is the teacher chooses an activity or output that pupils will do. The activity should be easy to understand, interesting, and suitable for their age. For example, pupils may be asked to read a short story, act out a scene, draw and explain their work, or solve problems on the board. The teacher then uses a simple checklist or rubric to guide scoring. So, in conclusion, performance assessment helps pupils learn better and because they can actively show their skills. So, it also helps teachers see what pupils really understand through real activities.
Good afternoon, everyone, especially to you, sir. I am Anamari Bininay, and I am going to discuss about the third step in implementing or conducting a performance assessment. So, the third step is to define the criteria. So, defining the criteria means deciding what you will look for and how you will judge students' work before the assessment starts. So, both the teacher and students should understand these rules so everyone knows what is expected. So, the criteria help make the grading fair, clear, and consistent, not just based on opinion. So, importante nga ang criteria kay klaro daan aron makahibaw ang mga students og ang teacher unsay basean or sukdanan sa paggrado. So, there are 4 types of criteria used to assess the student's performance. So, the first one is the content criteria. So, the content criteria focuses more on what the students knows and understands about the topic. So, this criterion checks if the facts, ideas, and explanations given by the student are correct and related to the lesson. So, for example, in a science task where students create a poster about plants, the teacher checks if the students correctly explains the part of the plant and their functions. So, if the students shows correct understanding of the topic, they meet the content criteria. So, ang buot pasabot sa content criteria kay iyahang gi-foresee kung sakto ba ang nasabtan, sakto ba ang nahibaw-an sa student kabahin sa lesson nga ilahang gitakol. So, the second criteria is the process criteria. So, ang process criteria kay it focuses on how the student performs the task and follows the required steps. So, this includes preparation, participation, and proper use of skills. So, for example, if the students are asked to conduct a simple experiment, the teacher observes whether the student follows the correct procedure, handles materials properly, and participates actively. So, even if the final output is good, the process criteria help the teacher see how the students work during the activity. So, ang process criteria, kay ang pasabot sa process criteria, kay nagpakita siya kung giunsa sa student pagbuhat kana nga task, o kung gisunod ba niya ang mga procedures or pamaagi sa pagbuhat sa kana nga task. So, mao na siya ang process criteria. So, ang ikatulo is the quality criteria. So, the quality criteria focuses on how well the student's work is done. So, this includes neatness, organization, clarity, and overall presentation of the output. So, for example, in a storytelling activity, the teacher checks if the story is well organized, easy to understand, and free from many errors. So, a student who presents neat and clear work meets the quality criteria. So, ang quality criteria kay nagtanaw siya kung limpyo ba, klaro, ug nindot ba tan-awon ang gibuhat sa students. So, last criteria is the impact criteria. So, the impact criteria focus on the overall effect of the student's performance or product. So, this criterion checks whether the task achieved its purpose and made an impression on the audience. So, for example, during a speech activity, the teacher observes if the audience understand the message and is engaged. So, if the presentation successfully delivers its message and creates understanding, then it meets the impact criteria. So, ang impact criteria di ay kay nagtanaw siya kung naabot ba sa kada nga students ang buot pasabot sa iyahang presentation o na-interact ba ang mga kanang audience, nakasabot ba ang mga audience, or nakaapekto ba ni sa mga audience, inana mauna siya ang impact criteria.
So the fourth one is creating a performance rubric. So create the performance rubric means make a simple scoring guide for student work. So it sets clear goals so everyone knows what good looks like. So this tool lists what to check, how to describe it, and score levels. So pwede nyo siya magamit for essay, stocks, or art, or anything. Now, what is rubric? So ang rubric, we all know that sa atong mga previous nga task without teachers, kaya nagamit sila rubric, which is matawag na ito siya guide, tawag na siya blueprint or framework kung unsaon sa teachers nga i-grade ang ato ang gi-perform or ang task nga ilang gibuhat sa ato. It also refrain from biases sa mga pag-grades. Tapos, not only teachers sila makibaw unsay mga points or unsay criteria nga ilang gusto nga ipaabot sa tua, but kita pod kita makasabot sad ta kung asa na gikan nga score kag asa na gikuha sa teacher nga score, kay usa niya pag score. So mao na ang use sa rubric. Now, it has three main features. So every rubric has three parts para in-grading kay sayon o fair sa tanan. So first is the criteria or the aspects to assess. So criteria are the key skills or parts you check in the work. So magpili lang kag 3 to 5 nga pwede nimong himuong criteria. Example sa poster. So ang criteria nimo as a teacher is dapat na ang main message, na ang colors, ug naapod ang neatness. So mao ni siya mag-tell sa students kung unsa ang importante sa kung unsa dapat sila mag-focus nga maoy tan-awon sa ilang teacher inig checking. Second is performance descriptors or the characteristics for each part. So descriptors are short words or phrases showing how good or bad each criterion is. So they describe levels like weak, okay, or average, or great. Example, for colors, matawag na itong nindot ang example sa patong poster nga itong first example, matawag na to ang color nga great siya if bright siya and nagmatch ang pag-combine sa mga colors o nag-complement ang each colors. However, matawag na to siya nga bad if dull and clashing sa kanang mo siya samo katanawon nga nagkontra-kontra, nagwala, combine ang mga colors. So, They help everyone see the difference clearly. Last is performance levels or the mastery steps. So levels are score steps that show skill, like ang 1 kay poor, tapos ang pinaka tumoy botang ta is 4. So 4 mo na siya expert. So use numbers or words like beginner or pro. So example, ang perfect use kay 1. Tapos example kay 4 kay mo na perfect use mo na pag sa katong color na ganina kung nagamit niya tarong so nindot ang awon so pwede mo tag 4. However, if it needs improvement or needs help, 1 ang imuhang pwede ibutang. So they track how well a student did on each part. So nanata sa types of rubric. So here are the 4 types. Ang first is holistic rubric. So a holistic rubric judges the whole work at once for one single score. So meaning na yung kaning holistic rubric ay ang gi-score na ani ang the whole picture na ang whole na nga gibuhat sa student. So it blends all criteria into an overall feel of quality. So no separate scores na siya, just one number based on the big picture. So example, dapat drawing si ma'am or si sir. Score 4 if ang entire nga picture kay nindot or kanang appealing gali sa kanang mata sa imong teacher or nindot siya makita gyud nimo ang effort, and if messy gali ang kanang pagkabuhat pwede nimo ihatag nga 1. Next is analytic rubric. So an analytic rubric checks each criterion one by one for separate scores. So unlike sa katong holistic nga overall, kaning analytic kay imo i-check siya one by one. So it gives detailed feedback on every part, then adds up total. So this shows exactly what was strong or weak. Example, napahimog essay. So for content, kay ihatag nimo 4 if great indot ang content. Now sa grammar, if indot okay ra yung grammar or butang ta na ay mga errors, so pwede nimo butang 2. And after ano mo mag-scoring, pwede ka mag-note sad nga na kay kita mo may fix ba ilang spelling or unsa need i-improve. So next is general rubric. So a general rubric uses broad criteria that fit many different tasks. So you can reuse the same one for various assignments. So it focuses on basic skills like clarity or effort. Example, ang organization is clear. So it works for both speech and research papers. So kanina general rubric, magamit siya sa bisan unsa nga task or bisan unsa nga project barol or gusto ipabuhat sa inyong teacher aton teacher. So example dira kay sa speech, ang organization is clear o pwede ra pod sa research paper, right? So ang last is task specific rubric. So a task specific rubric has criteria made just for one exact type of work. So unlike sa katoang general nga pwede siya magamit sa bisan unsa nga task, kaning task specific rubric isa ra jud siya nga task mahimo magamit ka kani nga rubric. Now it can't be used for other tasks, needs a new one each time. So this makes it super precise for that job. Example, oral presentation checks eye contact. Naani mo sa imong rubric nga naay lag-oral imong student or kana na si ma'am na pa-oral. Yung iyang sa rubric kay naay eye contact nga criteria. Now dili siya kung naay eye contact nga criteria, dili siya applicable for essays kay oral presentation man, unlike kung mag-essay ka, no need man nga tan-awon pa ni ma'am unsay mo kung sa nabay eye contact or not. So dili siya applicable sa lain nga task. So mo siya ang task specific rubric nga isa-isa ra ka task siya magamit dili na sa uban.
The last step in implementing or conducting a performance assessment is to assess the student's performance or product. So, assessing the student's performance means evaluating evaluating the student's work using the criteria and rubric that were prepared earlier. So, the teacher carefully checks the student's output based on content, process, quality, and impact to ensure fair and consistent ang paggrado. So, for example, after a group presentation, the teacher gives feedback such as what the students did well, what they did not fully understand, and how they can improve next time. So, this step is important because it helps student learn from their performance and ma-improve pod ang ilahang skills, not just receive a grade. So, mas importante nga ma-improve ang skills sa bata. So, sa pag-assess sa performance kay makatabang siya sa students nga makahibaw kung unsa pa ilahang need nga i-improve, unsa pay wala nila nasabtan sa kana nga lesson. So, dili lang kay kanang kay grado sa kana nga task, but also to improve yourself or kanang naa kay mahibaw-an sa kana nga lesson. Thank you.